Hi, I'm Marcus Dunfee. Fight out of Pendleton, Oregon at St. Andrew's Gym. Our fighting styles mixed martial arts, MMA. And I fight because I like it a lot. It's fun to do, and it's exciting.
Our marquee event, the super fight, the main event. Marcus Dunfee and Mel Locke.
In the Crocodile, Marcus Dunfee, very tough young man. He was trained by the Phillips boy, Fred Phillips, out of Pendleton, Oregon. He's from Pendleton. He's a wrestler. He was one of the best wrestlers in the state. He's been training a while. He can definitely win this fight. Mel Locke is a huge crowd favorite. And here he is. He's coming to the ring with his cornerman, Justin Nelson. You can hear this crowd start to come alive. We've even got a lot of people on their feet now. All right, Mel Locke in his last fight here at the FCFF won. Everybody's going to remember it's one of the best fights ever here in Portland at any venue. He took on a Team Quest fighter by the name of Chris Jensen. Mel Locke dominated that fight. It was an excellent fight. Mel Locke dominated the younger 21-year-old Chris Jensen, who is slated to be the next big thing.
Brought to you by Brawl.com. This is the main event of the evening, and it is the FCFF Super Fight. Standing to my left in the blue corner, a mixed martial artist and an FCFF veteran. He stands 5 feet 8 inches tall, weighing in at 158 pounds, trained by Justin Evans and representing St. Andrew's Gym, fighting out of Pendleton, Oregon. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome please, Marcus the Crocodile Dunfee. And his opponents, standing to my right in the red corner, a mixed martial artist, coming to us tonight with a record of 4 wins with only 2 losses. He stands 5 feet 6 inches tall, weighing in at 156 pounds, trained by Justin Nelson and representing Universal Fighters, fighting out of Camas, Washington. He is the 2-time FCFF Super Fight Champion, Mel Locke.
Good crowd appreciation for Mr. Locke, and the Crocodile Marcus Dunfee coming all the way from Pendleton. He's got several fans here in Portland. Mr. Franklin, care to make a prediction?
Well, I like Mel, but then again, I got all the respect in the world for any wrestler out of Pendleton. You know, they grow them pretty strong out there, and they're well coached.
You know, I'm in the same boat. Marcus Dunfee, I've seen him plenty of times before. He is dog tough. He will not give up, but Mel Locke is extremely skilled. He's a veteran. He's just one of the best guys there is around, period. And it's going to be a major, major upset if anybody, not just a Crocodile, but anybody gets in there and defeats this man.
Mel turns his opponent into the cage, getting his hips away a little bit, looking for some punching room. And he might just get it here.
Mel pushes him against the cage. You can see the Crocodile, Marcus Dunfee's pretty tense here. He's not as relaxed. Mel's very relaxed, very composed. You can see by the way he throws his punches. His arms relaxed. He's just using his fist, taking his time, saving his energy, most importantly.
Probably kind of feeling how much horsepower his opponent has, how much skill level, how hard the punches are. Is there an opening here? Nothing has a hard time doing anything with his hips parked against the cage.
Oh, Mel Locke with a takedown over the skilled wrestler Marcus Dunfee. Didn't expect to see Marcus down quite so quickly, if at all, in this bout. And Marcus is now beginning to open up his hips and show a little bit of jiu-jitsu game here. The problem for Marcus Dunfee at this point, even more than being on the bottom, is being on the bottom with his head against the fence. That fence will work as a third arm, and it will hold him while Mel's other two arms strike him. That's a problem. And
if you've ever been to a Dale Thomas wrestling camp, he'll tell you you have a bent spine, you lose a lot of horsepower in your back. Anytime you bend your spine in any direction, you lose the horsepower in your back.
Mr. Dunfee back up, scrambles very well. And Mel Locke, again, very relaxed, just assumes the same position, pushes him into the fence, working those double underhooks. See a big foot stomp there by Mel Locke. Those are very effective. The bones in a human foot are very small. Mel Locke comes crashing down with all of his might. He can break those very easily, create some real discomfort in a hurry. And Mel pushes him right back to the fence where he's comfortable.
He wants those hips inside.
Starts working the knees, certainly ahead on the judges' scorecard. We're just getting underway, doesn't mean a lot at this point. And the body shots Mel's throwing are starting to get a little bit stiffer. Possibly a little bit of frustration showing on Mel's part. Oh, beautiful hip toss attempt by Mel Locke. And he's got it, and he's got his opponent's back. Now, Mel's got two options from here. If he can get the hooks in, which he's doing right now, that's where he puts the legs in. We call that the hooks for the people at home. Yeah. He can strike one, or he can look for a submission.
Now, how come he doesn't have the other hook in there? Now, why did he want to do that?
I think he wanted the other hook in. It looked almost like he had a hard time reaching his leg all the way over.
Oh, it looked wide open to me. I thought he had his opportunity, and he chose the other one to go standing.
Some good right hands. Perhaps you're correct. He's taking advantage of it here. Slips an uppercut in. And again, Mel pushes him to the fence, works a good knee, comes right back to inside control.
Well, we got a little bit of it. Mel Locke completely trades places. Dunfee wanted to be on the outside, now he's on the inside. Got his back against the cage.
Yeah, Mel Locke's not going to give up position. He's working just as hard as he has to. If the crocodile puts him somewhere he doesn't want to be, Mel will work and scramble to get out, get back where he wants to be. Then he hits cruise control a little bit. He can hang out here. He's in dominant position. Work the body strikes, work the knees, work the foot stomps, constantly scoring with the judges. Good shoulder by Mel Locke, creates some distance, lands a 1-2-3 combo. Oh, and a beautiful kick. Oh, and the crocodile's coming back. We got a fight on our hands. Mel Locke in on a double. And this round's out. Now that's a way to finish a round. Crowd beginning to chant of Marcus in favor of Mr. Dunfee here in our blue corner. I got to tell you, that first round, it was pretty even, but I would clearly give the edge to Mel Locke.
I don't think you have a choice. I mean, from ring gentlemanship point of view, you'd have to give it to Locke. He was in the positions he wanted to be in, and to the extent there were any blows that made any difference, they belonged to Locke.
I would certainly agree. The crocodile did finish well. He's not going to back down. You can tell by both of these guys as they're in the corner getting instruction. They got plenty of energy left, Rick.
I'm a little surprised, though, that Dunfee allows himself to get parked against the cage. As a wrestler, you got to control your hips. Sometimes you want to have your hips in. It depends on the lock you got. Most of the time you want your hips out. You got your hips parked against the cage, your power belongs to your opponent.
Yeah, very true, and he paid for it in that last round.
I've never been in the ring against Mel Locke, but it seemed it might be a little bit easier, where you might want to show a little bit more of an effort to trade positions with Mel Locke than what Mr. Dunfee has been doing.
Yeah, very true. I would agree.
Okay, now you're coming out as Mel Locke this round. Do you have any respect for Dunfee's punches at this point?
You know, you certainly do. Dunfee, what Dunfee did that earned the respect was he exploded. He didn't just throw punches. He exploded out of nowhere and threw about 1, 2, 3 straight down the middle. That makes a guy pretty nervous, even a veteran like Mel Locke. That will make you nervous. You never know what your opponent's going to do when he doesn't keep a constant rhythm. It's a very good strategy by Dunfee here, and Mel's going to need to take this round seriously. Great spinning back kick by Mel Locke. Crowd eats that up, as do I. I'm a big fan of that type of technique.
Now then again, it didn't hit that hard, but Dunfee's got to think that's in his arsenal, you know?
Yeah, good kick there to the leg by Mel Locke. That landed. Dunfee's right back in. You can see Mel Locke baiting his opponent in. When Mel plans to kick, he always drops his hands a little bit. He gives his opponent a chance to come a little bit closer and think he's going to get something. They walk right into a big foot. And Mel Locke right back to the same position that won him that last round. Push him against the fence, wear him down slowly.
Oh, foot stomp there. That's the first one we've seen today with any meaningful attempt. As an opponent, you get a foot stomp. What's your thinking on that? Does it get your attention? You make you change your stance, your positioning?
Well, it certainly does. You just can't take very many of those. You know, again, we talked earlier, the bones in your foot are just very small, and you want to get out of there, and it hurts pretty bad. Dunfee's trying to act like it doesn't hurt, but he's moving those feet a lot now. He's not leaving them planted. They're constantly moving 1 or 2 inches at a time, but they're not stagnant anymore.
Those didn't connect, but they were pretty sweet little punches. Oh, missed with that spinning back fist. Missed badly enough, though, that Mel's got himself a little pickle going here. He needs to trade places. Look at him getting his hips back.
Yeah, Marcus has finally gotten off the fence, which you talked about earlier. Unfortunately, it's taken him about 7 minutes to do it in a 10-minute fight. He's going to need to make something happen here. This is almost deja vu, but we've switched positions. Dunfee working the body, Dunfee working the head, and Mel Locke reverses position.
Well, in as much as we sang the praises of Mel Locke that first round for the judges' scorecard, it's not inconceivable it could go for Dunfee.
No, it's not. You know, you never know what the judges are seeing, and possibly from their vantage point, you know, they see something we don't. Possibly the strikes that we see that you and I don't think are landing very effectively, they're seeing a little bit differently.
It's that close.
It is that close. It's pretty even. Now, the deal here is I think Mel Locke's being conservative. I've seen him open up before. And I think, you know, he's doing just enough. I do like the way he creates distance and then starts throwing punches. He's got a necktie here. If he pulls his head down, he's going to land knees, and Mel backs out. This has been a very interesting range in this fight when these two are right here. Dunfee with good straight punches, Mel with beautiful kicks and punches of his own, and Dunfee's on top with Mel's head against the cage, not where Mr. Locke wants to be.
Well, a rather bad mistake on the part of Mel Locke, and he missed the punch, missed it badly.
Yeah, you know, Mel's a big favorite here in the crowd, and the crowd loves to see Mel do these wild techniques. Sometimes when you're trying to please the crowd, you do those techniques and you sacrifice a little bit of position. On one hand, that's why they love him, and the other end of that is that's why he happens to be down now. He overextended himself, and his own energy took himself down, not his opponent. Justin Nelson in the corner there.
There's the first warning by Dave Hagan.
Justin Nelson giving instruction. He can see that Mel Locke is
coming up right now. We're stopping it.
Yeah, Mel Locke took no damage there. He simply took himself down. Dunfee capitalized coming on top, but didn't score any points. Dunfee didn't quite work hard enough there, but he's back on his feet. Great kick. And Marcus Dunfee right back in. Marcus Dunfee extremely tough. He's taking some hard shots. and he just refuses to back down. But Crocodile's still going to try to win this fight. He's throwing punches in bunches, as they call it in boxing, one right after the other. Another good kick by Mel Locke.
Nice
Big
punch.
right hand. Well, this fight is over. In comes the horn. We got 10 minutes.
It's not one of those things where I'd hate to be the judge. I see it, Mel Locke. You know, and my scorecard, if I could put an E for effort for Dunfee, I'd do it. It's just not there.
Now, I hear you. You know, Marcus Dunfee, we leaned a little bit towards Mel Locke in this one. He's the home crown favorite. Marcus Dunfee went out there. He did a great job. He got it on. He put it on the line. And I think he probably is going to come up a little short here on the judges' cards, but he's one of the few men to go a full 10 minutes with Mel Locke.
To the judges' scorecards. Judge Goodrich scores it. Locke. Judge Downard scores it. Locke. Judge Whitlock scores it for the super fight champion, Mel Locke.
And he's done it. 3 super fight championships.
Well, this was a little bit closer than the last. Yeah, Dunfee was certainly a game opponent, a great matchup, and maybe this can be done again. You know, and I think what I'm seeing in Mel Locke is saying it's an evolution. I mean, given how old he is, but this one he kind of timed it. You know, he was kind of the old wise man in the ring, the old master. You know, we'll take our time and do it. If the opportunity's there, we'll do it. If not, we'll go to the card.
Yeah, absolutely.
Mel, you're on a little winning streak here. You put yourself right back in place for another title shot. Would you like to have Barry Holmes next for the lightweight championship?
Sure, I think if Barry's ready, I'm ready. So, yeah.
Third super fight belt, buddy. You're starting to rack them up. How'd you feel out there tonight?
I felt pretty good. Just kind of a little bit disappointed that things didn't go exactly the way you go. I spent a lot of time up at the clinch and was kind of hoping to work off the fence a little bit. My coach was cornering, telling me to circle off and punch more. But I want to thank all the guys that come out and support this organization, FCFF, the best cage fighting around. And I'd like to thank my #1 fan, Mark Seeley, right here. And thank Jesus and God, my wife, and my whole Universal Fighters, sparring partners, and all the guys that train with me.
Well, fight fans, we'll try to set it up for April 1st. Lightweight title, Barry Holmes versus the #1 contender, Mel Locke. Give it up for FCFF Super Fight Champion, Mel Locke. Drive safe, fight fans. Thanks for coming. So long, everybody.